impress our other new recruit. So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet. You and everyone else on this station. Keep following orders, and you'll get paid. It's as simple as that. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death. You stay loyal, or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself.
Hey, if you've got a problem, I can decorate that wall behind you with your brains. Room could use a little color if you ask me.
It's all right, neighbor. I admire this rook's backbone. Takes a lot of guts to crack jokes with the threat of death staring them in the face.
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarall for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Kryx's legacy is no story, neighbor. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Kryx. Kryx led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it. What? Were you expecting a goddamn graduate? Make no mistake. You're a neighbor? Of course. Where else could I find such a... Through a bit of luck and a hell of a lot of cash, Neva was able to get her hands on an access code to the... This will be the first time someone from the Crimson Fleet has set foot in. It has been frustrating, being this close to potential clues, but not be... Before Kryx left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Kryx's legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Kryx left a lot of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Kryx's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC System. You forget the UC is still licking its wounds from the colony wars. They don't have the capability to mount a full-scale assault. And if they were foolish enough to attack, we would have the manpower to push those pendejos right back to Jemison. If we have Kryx's legacy. Exactly. Now you're beginning to understand. Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting. I could tell you stories that would last for hours. But now is not the time. When you... well, if you get back to the key. I think those recordings might give you the history... Yeah, what is it? There is no deal. You and Mathis are two sides of this. Only problem is that he is down a ship and you are not. Who knows? Maybe he'll get lucky and you won't make it off Suvorov in one piece. It's cold. Bitter cold. The few living things that can survive the extreme temp... The Crimson Fleet called Suvorov. Someone up here pisses me off enough, I send them down to the surface for a... The UC built the Lock as a supermax prison a little under... well, it must have been at least 100 years ago. Before that, those concha de sus madres marooned prisoners on the planet's surface and left them to their own devices. As you can imagine, these turned into some kind of demented survival of the fittest. Prisoners killed. Locally, some whistleblowers back in New Atlantis saw this as cruel and unusual punishment and pressured the UC into building the facility. 5 years after the prison was completed, Kryx touched off the riots that overran the Lock. Nobody knows exactly what went down. I mean, there's all sorts of rumors. Kryx was in prison for almost 5 years, and judging from the look of the facility, every moment must have been miserable. I suppose he just got fed up and decided to take matters into his own hands. Got the prisoners behind him and kept pushing until he reached the key. The cojones on that guy. UC's toughest supermax prison, and he just waltzed the hell out of there like it was nothing. I would love to have been a part of that. Fine. Then get...
Tell us about your arrest.
Oh, my arrest was spectacular. Definitely one for the record books. UC Security sent an armada after our little fleet of ships and picked us off one by one until the remainder of us made it to the wheel.
For our listeners' benefit, that was the star station in orbit around Volii that you destroyed just before your arrest, correct?
You see, that's what they'd have you believe, but the truth is much less sinister.
Is this important? Because I'm
There was
pretty
a
sure you've
firefight
been
on the
given
wheel
orders.
when they tried to bring us in. We holed up, but UC Security
Were my
unleashed hell.
instructions unclear?
The
What do
damage
you
they
want?
caused was catastrophic. We only surrendered so we wouldn't die when the station exploded.
Well, the UC says you set demolition charges to try and cover your tracks and make your escape.
That's their story. You'll have to go with your gut on what you think really happened. Anyway, they took us in and tossed us into the Lock, that lovely resort they opened on Suvorov.
And you were imprisoned there for how long?
Well, it was supposed to be for life, Gale. But I ended up serving 2 years before I decided I'd had enough.
Is there any particular reason that you started the riots that eventually led? Tell us what the future holds for the Crimson Fleet.
Changes are coming, Gale. Huge changes.
Don't you have business on
Crimson
Suvorov?
Fleet will soon be a much bigger player in this little game between the members of the settled systems.
That's quite a bold statement. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, let's just say that I'm on the brink of a score so large, it makes everything else pale in comparison. Beyond that, you'll just have to wait and see.
If you aren't willing to discuss the details, why grant SSNN this interview?
Simple. I refuse to allow the UC to spin or bury the story, making it sound like they're in complete control of the situation. I'm gonna gonna tell you right now. They aren't.
Why does the Crimson Fleet need to make this mysterious move that you're being so evasive about?
I know Sistef instructed you to draw this meeting out as long as possible. So let me sum this up. I intend to make sure that
some
the
stuff about the
Crimson
Mantis
Fleet
being
becomes the United Colony's worst nightmare. And nothing, I mean nothing in this universe will stop me from achieving that goal.
There are those that would disagree with you and claim this interview is grandstanding, or worse, a recruitment tool. After all, SSNN reaches every corner of the settled systems, and your aspirations could inspire the directionless to turn to the fleet.
You and the sheep that listen to your garbage can believe whatever the hell you want. You were so worried about what I had to say.
I don't know about you, but I think the welcome sign really lends itself to... I have something I need to discuss with you. Sorry to pull you aside like this, but I wanted to take a moment to congratulate you. Taking those steps to eradicate the Terramorph threat is essential to the safety of every living thing in the settled systems. You should be proud. Yes, exactly. I'm glad you treated the situation with the urgency it deserved. I only wish that the United Colonies chose to exterminate the Terramorphs with the experimental microbe, instead of choosing this ridiculous Asili solution. Apparently, their decision was based on your recommendation. That was a risky choice you've made. I beg to differ with you. Deploying the Asili solution is going to take years, perhaps even decades. The microbe would have cut that time drastically. Well, I'm disappointed that you didn't trust the science. Thankfully, the eradication of the Lazarus plant gives the Asilis a bit more time to do their job. Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. I appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to listen to my opinion on the matter. I'm sorry if I've hurt you in any way. I wouldn't want anything like this.
Need something?
Captain, greetings.
Clamps released. Something bothering you, Andreja? Yes, actually. I am surprised you noticed. You have quite the talent for reading people's current mood from afar. Comes with the territory, I suppose. Care to share your troubles? I am concerned with how the rest of Constellation perceives my presence. Regardless of how I present myself, I feel as though they're looking at me with disdain rather than comradeship. Honestly, I think you're being a bit paranoid. Everyone I've spoken to has nothing but complimentary things to say about you. If that is truly the case, why do I often find myself excluded from other members' activities and gatherings? Having someone from House Varun among us is a new experience. I'm certain they're unsure if you even wish to be approached at all. Give them time, Andrasia. They'll come around. I promise. Landing struts primed. Retros firing.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting, but I am dissatisfied with the results.
About time you got here.
I told you you were wasting your time, Del.
That is why we're here. And Mathis, I am running things around here, so keep your mouth shut. You got that?
Fine.
All right. Listen up, because I am only going to go through this once. We are here to dig up any info about Kryx's legacy. We are not here to scrap for loot. Whatever you pick up, don't think, don't get creative, bring it straight to me. If that was supposed to be a joke, I am not laughing.
Don't worry about laughing, Delgado. It'll be a goddamn laugh riot when I split open his head with a crowbar.
All right, that's enough. If either of you want to fly with the Crimson Fleet, when you're on a job, if that doesn't work for you, just say so, and I will leave you...
Yeah. Yeah, keep talking, wise ass.
Throttle it down, both of you, right... Oh, and there's one more thing. Your little friend can tag along until we get to the outer doors of the prison, but I will be damned if I'm letting them inside.
Oh, very nice. I'll just remain here and soak in the planet's lovely winter-like atmosphere until I go hypothermic.
We have a lot of ground to cover between the landing area and the lock, so let's get moving. Here we are. The place where Jasper Kryx laid the groundwork for finding the legacy and eventually the Crimson Fleet. The lock. Around 5 years. Rumor says he started planning his escape the moment that he arrived.
Yeah, he needs to get this thing open, like, right now. It's freezing out here.
Then crank up your suit heat, Mathis, because it's probably not going to get much better once we are inside. All right, let's keep moving. Standing out here isn't doing us any good. This ID card cost a small fortune. Let's hope it pays off. We are in. Let's go. First time I have been inside this part of the lock, so keep your eyes open. If you see anything unusual, pull it out. If it's hostile, take it down. Couple of hundred at least. Might not look like much, but it was better than trying to survive on the surface.
Much better. Even with the heating on, this place looks like a goddamn dump.
Now you know why the prisoners got fed up and looked to Kryx to lead them out of here.
And that's how the Crimson Fleet began. Yeah, we've all heard the story.
It's not a story, Mathis. It's history. Remember that. Now, keep your mouth shut and your eyes open. Must be a nest. I bet these things are crawling all over the place.
Yeah, and their buddies probably heard us firing from about a kilometer away. Hallelujah. If we weren't on this job with Delgado, I'd drop you for saying that.
Enough already! I should have known better than to bring... Now let's see. Looks like we are inside some sort of prisoner... Since you are such good friends, why don't you and Matt...
This ice and rock must be several meters thick. God damn it, we're cut off. Hey, Del. Can you hear me? Del! Well, this is just great. The hell are we supposed to do now? The plan? Let's face it, we're on our own now. You think he rigged that collapse on purpose? I get that we're down here trying to prove ourselves. Why? Because that's what the hell with that. We used this opportunity to take out Delgado, and at the same time... I had a feeling you'd be on board. Okay, here's my plan. Let's pretend for a second Delgado's correct, and there's information here about Kryx's legacy. Once we get rid of him, we'll dig up the garbage ourselves and sell whatever we find to Neva. We'll be rolling in credits. No way. Listen to me. We're going to be handing Neva leadership of the Crimson Fleet on a platter. She'll be thanking us for getting rid of Delgado. I mean, come on. I'll bet you a month's share that he's never been this vulnerable. It's perfect. Hell no. Come on, we both know... If Neva wants to spend the rest of her life chasing ghosts, let her. We got more important things to do, like spending... Oh, fine. You know, for a second there, I was almost starting... Now, let's find a way out of here. Here I thought we were going to be doing something fun, like rob a bank or something.
Is anyone up there? Waiting to hear back. Answer if you can. Anyone still alive up there? So the two of you made it, huh? You kidding? After what just happened? After that ice fall? I didn't know what to think.
brush the dust off and listen up. We have obviously been cut off, so I need you to do two things. First, I want you to keep looking for a way to open the rest of the door. And second, try and dig up whatever you... Dios mío. Do I have to explain? You are standing in the control room for this part of the facility. I'll make it easy for you. If you find it, this really isn't... Yeah? You'd better. And tell Mathis not to get any bright.
Can you imagine how I...
Attention. Lockdown mode has been rescinded.
I swear, I am never putting ice in my drinks. Ever again. What's that over there? Looks like there's a guard tower overlooking the cell block. We should check it out. How can these things live in this kind of cold? That's bullshit. Time for some fun! So, have you changed your mind yet? Don't act stupid. I'm talking about off in Delgado and getting paid. Yeah, right. You saw it back there. Those things, whatever they were, they've probably... And if they haven't, we can still handle the job. We just have to get our hands on... You got a point. All right, I'll follow you. So, now that we've made it to the guard tower... Keep doing what we've been doing. I suppose we should start off by searching the tower, if he stashed any useful information. If we get out of here, remind me to thank Delgado for hanging us out to dry. Cell D03118. Okay. It's a place to start, I guess. 100 years old, eh? It's amazing this time.
Today, I bumped into someone in the mess hall yapping about a ship carrying a fortune in credits. I know it's usually bullshit, but he seemed to have details. After striking up a conversation, I found out the ship was a Galbank transport named Legacy that went down in some remote system during the war. This is exactly the score I'd been waiting to find. I need to contact her. Get off this rock. He'll help the mining detail slip into the utility closet in the ventilation room. That's where we'll dig. Not up, but through. Right to the armory. Carter mentioned that security keeps rotating codes on all the terminals in the lock, so we'll have to coordinate this carefully. For now, we'll continue using his locker in the showers area as a drop point for the code to the utility closet. By this time next month, I should be out of this dump and uploading those creds into my account.
While we're picking through the trash, we might as well grab some good stuff for ourselves.
Okay, Carter. Confirming that the latest code to the utility room is 4861171. The mining crew tells me it'll take them a week to cut through the ice. So
I can't imagine
that long
stuff.
to square your end of the plan.
Poor bastards.
When the tunnel reaches the armory, I'll get my people to start a riot. When you hear the fireworks go off, get your ass to the shuttle bay. We get one shot at this. If we play our cards right, this gets us one step closer to that fortune that went down with the Legacy. You reported. You know what'll happen.
aren't paying us enough to be poking through this scrap heap. Was this an armory? Looks like they cleared this place out. Well, well, what do we have here? Give me a sec. This ought to come in handy. Let's keep moving. Remind me to take me next vacation somewhere a wee bit more comfortable, like a desert planet. You hear that? Nah, never mind. This place is starting to get to me. There's got to be a way out of this goddamn place.
show you what the Crimson Fleet...
Looks like this was the warden's office. They built the office right next to the shuttle bay for quick escapes, I bet. Smart.
Do you have any idea how long I have been waiting? Look out the window. I'm over here. Took long enough. Pick up on the intercom. ¿Qué carajos took you for? Use the intercom. We need to talk. Where have you been? Use the warden's intercom near the window.
Warden Tom Gillespie. Authorization 12210. This is likely to be my final log recording. The riots that started in D Block have spilled into A, B, and C blocks. I've ordered everyone to fall back to the shuttle bay for evacuation. It was prisoner D03118, Jasper Kryx, who led the revolt. His crew tunneled into the armory undetected, and then all hell broke loose. If the log is recovered, I urge the UC authorities to perform a full investigation, as Kryx undoubtedly had help from the guards and the staff. I'm now heading to my personal escape shuttle, and we'll try to jump out of the system. Wish me luck. Warden Gillespie, out.
Finally, I was about to give up. Quit screwing around and pick up. ¿Qué carajos? I hope you found something because I am getting sick and tired of this place. I'm the only one left. Damn Kryx, but finding the legacy. I don't know. Looks like some kind of a secu. I knew it! Everyone said I was out of my mind, but something...
Hey, what the hell? This is bullshit, Delgado. I helped plenty.
Is that Mathis? Tell him to shut up. I will deal with him later.
Whatever.
Okay. I'm looking at schematics for the lock, and I don't think there's a way to get you back to the surface from there. But I can open the outer doors to the shuttle bay and let you fly one of the shuttles down there directly up to the key. Don't worry about your ship. I will send some people down to get it. According to the schematics, there is an then it's just a quick run across the ice to my ship. Yeah, sure, and I wish gold coins would start right now. If wishing time is over, maybe you'd be... Okay, let me see.
Shuttle bay activated. Initiating the icing process. Please stand by.
Yup, that's got it. Might take a while, though. Those bay doors have not been opened in almost a century. You have done a hell of a job, Rook. We will talk when you get back to the key.
Why the hell did you lie to Delgado about me? Oh, come on. There's no... You're right. Maybe I could have done more of the brain work. But hey, at least I helped you take out... Look, about all that killing Delgado stuff. Yeah, of course. Now, let's get that.
I picked up something you might be interested in.
I always thought heat leeches were just pests. Never
What's
considered
happening,
trying to raise
darling?
one as a pet.
Fishing for a handout, eh? You support all of my... If it keeps us close.
The fleet is family. Stealing from each other is just... Some missions require stealing. If you need to.
Got mixed feelings about my last job. On the one hand, lost a friend. But on the other hand,
If I had a billion crest, I'd run my own city like they used to. Except in my town.
My friend's got a point, Bob. Every pirate in this joint
All
comes to
drug
me
is
for a
fine.
drink.
Seems to me, instead of trawling deep space for stick change, we got a much bigger target right here at home.
Always listen to Delgado. Unless you want to get killed all across the boat.
We may not have official security on the key, but we'll always...
Well, isn't this cozy? It appears we've stumbled across the embodiment of the phrase absolute mayhem. Better to stop here than down on the surface of Suvorov. You can get work from the boards near the Reckoner's Core. Voss will make sure you get paid.
Brooke? Need a drink? Dog got the last Nova.
There you are. The hell took you so long?
it's about time. I was about to fly down and loot your bodies.
Not now, neighbor. Well, just... The man, don't worry. You finish the job, and you...
Translation. Give them what...
That's it? Just one slate. After losing so much of our crew, it better be a map. Well, I'll be damned. Legacy wasn't referring to Kryx's fortune. It's the name of an actual ship. A Galbank transport probably loaded with credits.
Never heard any stories about a Gal Bank ship going down.
No, neighbor. Think. If Galbank covered it up, and over time... Okay, this changes things. Now... Because they would be rolling in so much cash, there is no way. Not to mention, they'd need someone with Shinya skills to keep the crypto tracing on the currency clean. And as far as Galbank goes, I doubt they would bother. Their bean counters would be too busy weighing the loss versus recovery costs. Now, the legacy is out there, just waiting for us to find. I can feel it. Well, that is not necessarily true. Let us start with what we know. It was a Galbank ship, which means the company is going to have records of where it went down. Neva, weren't you working on a deal with Rokov? Something about a big-wig charity event on one of Trident's Starliners?
Are you serious? I've been working on that gig for 3 months. That's my score.
Ay, Dios mío. Will you shut up about your score and think for a second? That Starliner has a Galbank VIP suite aboard, which means... Come on, Neva. This isn't hard.
Which means a Gal Bank exec will be aboard. We grab their credentials and get ourselves into the Gal Bank archives in New Atlantis. Holy shit, that might actually work.
Pack your bags, Rook. You're going to... And since you've earned it, take this gun with you. Rokoff is... well, lately, he has been using his long-hauling skills to captain a Starliner for Triton. He has been trying to get his foot back in the door with us for years. Good, because Neva and I are too well known to walk around the Starliner without being recognized. I need you to board that ship. Make You know what? I'm gonna leave that entirely up to you. If you think he's come through, but if he gets in your way... I see what you are getting at, Rook. And don't worry, just be sure to get those credentials. Anything? You'd better. Oh, before you leave, I wanted you to know that I took what you said about Mathis into consideration, and I've decided to cut him from the fleet.
Honestly, I'm surprised he made it off Suvorov in one piece.
We'll see. That's it then. Next stop for you is Rokoff Starline. And remember, Rokoff does not need to know anything about Kryx's legacy.
Hey, Rook, before you head out, I need to have a word with you.
Shouldn't you be packing for your trip?
Wrap your business up with Mathis, then we'll talk.
No, stop that. You're going to kill someone.
Hey, I want to talk to you. Thanks to you, Delgado's cutting me from the fleet. Well, you know what? You better get... Oh, I see. You're gonna show poor Mathis a little mercy now that you're Delgado's. Well, guess what? Your generosity is getting me... Oh, I will, I can promise you that. Best part is, you won't even see it coming.
Maybe it isn't the best idea to antagonize Mathis any further. It may end up slowing our mission down the line.
Now get the hell out of me way!
What a waste of good
Hell, not like this.
soon. Everyone's going to learn John.
I'm gonna make you regret this. I swear.
Need something? The fleet's the only family you need. There you are. All right, look. I've been lining up a score with that asshole roll call from the Siren of the Stars for months. I'm not about to let a payday slip through my fingers. So guess what? You're gonna finish the job for me. Oh, don't worry. You can still do your little errand for Delgado. And you get to do mine as well. Aren't you lucky? Rokov's been tipping me off about some kind of bullshit charity event that the Siren of the Stars is hosting. At the event, they're gonna give away something called the Earth Savior Award, which is worth tens of thousands of credits. So it's simple. While you're on the Siren, swiping those gal-bait credentials, I want you to grab that award and bring it to me. No. Dombrowski's only aboard to use the Gal Bank VIP suite. I'm sure he'll be there partying with the other spoiled brats. Yeah, very funny. You're hilarious. You should stand up on the... Look, you can make all the jokes and excuses you want. But if you don't, either way, I get my money. How much you walk?
Unless you plan to walk away empty-handed, she really isn't giving us a choice.
Yeah, ES, Earth, Savior. Get it? Come on. Keep up with me here. I got about 7... You do whatever you want. I'm trying to offer you... All right, Rook, we're done here. Because that's exactly what you are. A rookie, a newbie, fresh meat. Beneath all of that inexperience... So get used to hearing that word. Until you... Stay sharp, Rook.
Stealing from your own isn't tolerated. That being said, time.
This station is well outside my wheelhouse. You'd best do all the talking.
Yeah?
We call UCC Steph shot.
We're loose.
Anything I can help you with? Okay, no problem. Okay, sure. We'll take care of it.
Never put this bird into space. Orbital pattern locked in.
Yes? You seen what a new Model A is going for these days? They're handy and all, but no robot.
Switching over to standard engines. Green lights on outer hatch. We're docked.
Look at all of this. UC SysDef certainly isn't taking the Crimson Fleet threat lightly.
Pardon.
Heard you boarded the key. I can't imagine what state the pirates have left it in.
You're back. So how did it go? Even with our best intelligence equipment, we can monitor very little from the... We can pick up local communications chatter and use long-range scans to... If we get too close, we not only expose ourselves to an... You stop now. Delgado will make it...
Not to mention the fact that you could potentially jeopardize the intelligence.
Lieutenant Toft is correct. That being said, I believe you... I was certain we'd fool Delgado, but never. She's a sharp one. Overcoming her scrutiny is no small matter. Did you discover anything worth reporting yet? If the intelligence I've read is accurate, Delgado is a charismatic leader, but a bit short on judgment. That's why you want to stay on his good side, and stay away from Neva. She's shrewd, and she's sniffed out everything we've thrown her way. I understand your concern, but you can rest assured that Any information that you turn over will not be leaving this ship. Legacy. Why does that sound familiar? Wait a moment. Are you telling me Delgado may have...
Excuse me, Commander. Did you say Kryx's legacy? Please tell me you aren't seriously going to give that any credence. Everyone knows that's just I don't know, a myth.
I'm holding tangible confirmation of the word legacy attached to Kryx's name. That's too much of a coincidence to attribute to myth.
I suppose it's possible, sir. Intelligence picked up a bit of chatter on that subject recently. We assumed it was some sort of tall tale or a story to attract recruits to their cause. Well, we can solve that little mystery in about 10 seconds. Let me see what we have here. Nope. There are no records of a Gal Bank transport named the Legacy in the database. I think Delgado's trying to manipulate you. What do you think, sir?
I think there's no record because Gal Bank is hiding something. Delgado's no fool. If he risked his own neck to get that information, then he must be on to something. We have to take this seriously. What's your next move? That one's simple. In fact, when he returned to the key and you didn't immediately follow, well, we almost thought our operation was terminated. Can you imagine the amount of embarrassment Gal Bank would have to endure if they listed a lost transport in the ship registry? Doesn't matter if that ship went down 5 or 500 years ago. If news gets out that a bank has misplaced money, it would tank their value. Clever, Delgado. Very clever. If I were in you, we can't let Delgado get his hands on what could potentially turn out to...
Maybe I should head out to New Atlantis, sir. I could press the Gal Bank execs for information. Get ahead of everything.
No. Let's allow this to run its course. We have our agent here feeding us information. I think that's good enough for now. There's more to this than just finding the location of the transport. Jasper Kryx was clever. For some reason, he never got there. Because the Crimson Fleet would be a totally different adversary, and Kryx wouldn't have disappeared years ago. Even if they hid the money with that damn human computer Shinny of us, our forensic accounting people would have found that data. No, the Crimson Fleet are in dire shape right now. They haven't seen that much currency, well, ever. It's imperative that you do. If the Crimson Fleet gets its hands on a transport full of currency, I need you to do whatever you can to bring us more information. And for God's sake, don't kill anyone on that Starliner. You're both dismissed.
Back for more. I bet Operation Pure Clown.
Separation